podcast. This is the first episode of Saturday with the Boys. I'm your host, Swifty Cheese. Today I'm here with Sniper Guy 094, also known as Respawn. Hello. This is here's your boy Victor, also known as Pizza Lunchables on YouTube. And this is the Danye, known as the Danye in YouTube. So today we are going to be talking about
fishing. Why'd your voice get so monotone?
Because we're talking about fishing. So
monotone. Oh, weird.
We're in the cafe right now. And yeah, you guys want to go fishing?
1 second. I hate that monotone voice. It's so bad.
Alright, let's go fishing.
We're keeping this. We're not cutting this. We're keeping it. Are you okay?
Alright, so
So bad.
today's topic of the oh, I just dropped my fishing.
We just went over it. It's fishing. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be fishing. So who wants to start off? Oh, you know what? I'll start off with my first story. Alright, so back in the day, I was like a couple years ago. I think it was like 12, right? And we are at I'm camping with my aunt and her friend. And so we decided to go fishing, but we didn't bring any fishing rods or anything.
Oh,
So this kid I'm with, he picks up this rock, and he picks up this rock, and this fish just kind of just is sitting in the water there. And he goes, hey Ethan. And I go, yeah. And he goes, watch this. He freaking throws the rock at the fish, and it dies. And he picks the rock up, and he picks the fish up with his bare hands, right? And he's like, he goes up to a man. He's like, can you gut this for me? So he gutted it and he ate it, and he killed that fish with a rock.
Awesome.
So yeah,
That's
fishing with
awesome. The first fish I caught was actually caught like I watched John Wayne videos a lot, or movies, and you know how they like fish with just sticks with a line on the end of it. I was just like, I want to make this into a fishing rod, and then I carved it and stuff, and my dad helped me out, and I caught my first fish in it because I just dropped it in and reeled it up, I guess. And that was like the first fish I caught, so it was cool.
My first, let's see, my first fishing rod.
You
was
stole
one
my
of those...
fish, you boy!
My first fishing rod was like this little dinky blue fishing rod, and it had like one of those fake plastic fishes attached to the end of it.
Oh god.
And my first time fishing, I went out and I was fishing, right? Of course it was fishing. And
yeah, that's the thing.
yeah, that's what we're doing here right now. And I was fishing, and I throw it in there, and the little fish, I got so sad because the little tiny fish boy fell off, and I was really upset. But then when I pulled it up to check to see if the little plastic fish was still on there, it was a real fish, but it was like a little tiny dude, and it was weird.
Oh, that's cool.
I just got leather.
I had
What? Alright.
Ow! I had one of those like rocket fishing rods that I got one of those rocket fishing rods that just shot like the lure out of it. We're talking.
Yeah.
Victor's lagging. Okay, but I had one of those rocket fishing rods, and what the hell? I don't.
Why is nobody talking?
Victor's being dumb.
You're allowed to speak.
So yeah, let's hear what Donnie has to say.
Let me finish. Okay, finish.
Or not.
I had a rocket fishing rod that propelled the bait out, and it sucked. Like the first time I tried to use it, it like shot 2 feet in front of me, and didn't even dispense the lure. So that was like, it made me an epic sad boy.
Swifty.
Victor's just dying over here. He doesn't know what to...
Did he mute me? Wait, did they mute me?
Leave the party, dumbass. You can edit this part out where Victor's just being stupid. Okay?
If I back to the party, I'm gonna leave.
Alright,
Wait,
so
okay,
Donnie,
we're
are
allowed to
you
speak
here?
freely till Victor comes back. I got
Donnie?
a puffer fish, dude.
Donnie.
I think they just died. Yeah, this is actually kind of relaxing, just catching fish.
Just chilling, catching fish. Well, I guess we'll go while we're waiting for Victor. Can you re-invite him, by the way? One of my favorite times fishing was I was like 10 years old, and or no, I wasn't even 10 yet. I think I was like 7 or 8, and
Hello?
and I was
That was so annoying. I just thought nobody was talking.
Shut up.
I was about 7 or 8 years old, and I remember how cool it was to go into this like fishing shop, because it had like all these like bait, like live bait fish. They're like these tiny little fishes, and we got this huge bag of them, and I wanted to keep them like as pets.
Like sardines?
And I got really sad because my dad, he's like, no, we're gonna kill them. And he threw it into the water. No, like he put it on the thing.
Yeah,
And
I
I actually thought that like the one time I actually caught my first fish, I thought I actually caught a fish, but now that I think about it, it was actually just one of those bait fish, just kind of just chilling, still on the end of my rod.
I caught a bone.
So did I. Did not the only one.
I keep getting just fish.
Oh,
So,
my,
Victor.
oh yeah, Victor, go.
Yeah.
Okay.
We need some
Have you ever been fishing?
Alright. Yeah, I've been fishing, retard.
Wow, that's not nice. I might trigger somebody.
They're all retards.
Hey.
Okay. We'll edit that out too.
Alright. So, like, what kind of story should I tell? Like, when I
Just
caught my
any
fish?
fishing
A
story.
story about fishing.
Alright.
Or anything
so when I was
fishing
little,
related.
my grandpa, he's the best, and he's like, we're gonna go to this little lake, and it's up in the mountains, and there's a lake, and they have like jet skis, and I was like, oh heck yeah, so let's go. So we went, and we were fishing for like the whole day, and I didn't catch any fish, because I was little, and then I was fishing, so I was fishing, and we went with like some of my cousins, and, so we went with some of my cousins. They're all catching fish. They're all catching like trout and stuff. And I'm just like, oh, okay. I guess I'm not good at fishing.
My favorite fish to catch.
And then right before we're gonna leave, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna throw it in there really quick and then like go catch a fish. And I'm like, all right. So I throw the thing.
Moral of the story: he didn't catch one.
I go, oh, and I go super far. Yeah, that was brother. Super far. And then
probably like 30 feet.
After like 5 minutes, we're about to leave. I'm like, oh, I didn't get to catch a fish. And then I'm about to pull the fish hook out, and then it's like, oh, the fish, oh, and I'm like, whoa, it was like, oh, and then I'm trying to get the fish. There's a fish on the hook, and I'm like, and like get it up, and it's like a huge catfish, like a big boy, like really huge, but it was old, so we threw it back in the water.
Oh,
okay, Donnie. You haven't spoken very much this podcast.
Why do you have such a monotone voice?
I don't know.
I have a dark secret. I've never been fishing.
Oh.
Well, I do have a fish story.
Okay.
Alright, so it was summer, right? I was like 10 or 7.
It's a fish story just about his aquarium.
Right? Hey, shut up. It's my time to speak.
I have another story.
So we went to the lake to swim. We were messing around, and my cousin stepped on a fish. She picked it up and put it in the cup. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I keep it as a pet. I was like, you can't keep a dead fish as a pet. It's disgusting.
Let's go.
And yeah, that's our story.
Guys, let's go on a boat adventure.
Well, so, okay, the last time I went fishing, it was in Las Vegas. It was this place called Cold Creek, and it was this fish reservoir, and we were going as like a scouting group, and we were like, oh yeah, there's totally so many fish here, and it's a reservoir. We fill it like every day, and we're gonna fill it, and like we fill it like all the time, and we just filled it, and yeah, there's plenty of fish in there. So
you didn't catch anything, did you?
we go.
Go right. Left's not promising.
And literally we get there, and it's so cold that the lake's
left.
frozen over. The lake's frozen over, so we threw rocks at it, and the only fish that was in there was someone's pet goldfish that they like threw in there. It was massive.
Yeah,
Wait,
why do
what?
people do that? I've heard stories about
I
that.
don't know. It's messed up.
People throw what? Since when?
Goldfish in ponds and they just become huge.
Actually, one of the
Oh, man.
times I caught fish, I used corn. I don't know how that worked.
Oh yeah, perch, bass, and bluegill. Speaking of bluegill, I'm gonna segue.
This is
I'm
a
gonna,
nice
I'm gonna
spot.
take that. I'm gonna take that little segue and kind of just bring it into mine. Crap. Yeah. So, bluegill and bass. We have like 2 ponds at my dad's house, and like we had a lot of like our pond was like so like overfilled with fish that you could practically like walk across all of them just with bluegill. And then like the next summer, after that summer, there's just none there. And like I caught a couple bass every now and then and some bluegill, but it wasn't like how it used to be. And then I go over to our neighbor's pond because like it's connected by a tube, and then it's covered in like this moss that you have to like spend a couple thousand to get off, so they haven't done anything. I slammed my lure into the water as hard as I could so it'd break through the moss, and then I caught this massive bass like in a couple seconds, because as soon as it hit the water, I saw a bass jump out and pick it up, and then I caught like 2 more like that. And then since we hopped their fence, they let us do it, but we hopped their fence, and I picked up the fish by the jaw, and just like threw it over the fence into my pond, because I'm like, these are our fish, F you guys, because they never planted fish over there, so ours was filled with fish. So they were ours to begin with, and they said we could anyway. But I still need to do that. Like that was like 2 days ago. Where'd you guys go? I'm all alone.
Alright. So.
I'm
I have a
alone.
frog story.
Alright.
No, I do too, but no.
Oh, do you want to hear my
Alright,
frog
I'm gonna
story?
tell my frog story.
So we're doing
Yeah,
frog
go.
stories now.
Yeah.
Alright, so when I was little,
I don't know where you guys went, so I'm gonna just.
we used to work at Chuck E. Cheese. It was the best. Alright, so the Chuck E. Cheese was right next to a pet store. So every day I'd go to work with her because it was at Chuck E. Cheese and that place is cool. So I was at work with her, right? And I was like, oh mom, after work let's go look at the freaking fish, because I liked fishes when I was little.
Everybody do that.
Well, I was like, we're gonna go look at fish. So my mom, she's like, you wanna buy some fish? I'm like, yes mom, I would love to buy some fish. Because we had a huge fish tank with like 1 berry fish in there. And
Dodge, fix
so,
your
yeah,
mic.
we bought a bunch of fish and a frog. So
Why a
wait, do
frog?
frogs breathe water?
Some of them do actually.
Some do, yeah.
We had one in our fish tank too.
I don't think mine did. Okay, let me finish the story. So, okay, I'm gonna wait. Let's go over to the campfire and cook fish.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go back to the cafe.
Food. I want food.
Okay, so follow me safety. So we were.
I need to eat bad because my like health's going down a
We
lot.
were getting fish, and I see a frog, and I'm like, "Oh mom, can I get a frog?" Because I like frogs, because everyone likes frogs too. So she's like, "Yeah, you can get a frog." So I get a frog, and we put all the stuff in a little bag, and we walk home.
Black.
And I noticed, well, not walk, we drive home, and I noticed I'm holding the bag. I'm like, this frog seems weird. It keeps like jumping up and down a lot.
Yeah,
So I'm just
because
like,
what
it's probably
frogs do.
scared. It's probably just scared. So we go home. I put it all in my fish tank. I named one of the fish Lion King, one Simba, and one Nemo. And then I named the frog like Jordan or something. I don't remember.
Jordan the frog.
Hey, Swifty, look, Swifty, look at this. What do you think, Ray? I have more. You can have.
Alright, so, okay, since we're kind of going with, I
Wait,
guess
I wanna
frog.
finish mine, but I'll be
Oh,
right back.
I didn't know you're done. Sorry.
Oh, well. Let me do my frog one so we can go back to fishing things.
Well, I got this
Like
very
2
important
seconds.
frog one.
Do it.
Very funny. But, so,
No.
like 2 years ago, I was in the tree, the Mac. You might want to turn right. The trees. Anyways, 2 years ago, I was in Arizona. Well, I live in Arizona now, but before I lived there, I was visiting my grandparents, and my dad's friend lives like right next door to my grandparents. So he came over with his son Carter, and we just get like, it's raining like hard. It's like a monsoon. It's raining. It's
Oh yeah.
it's raining. It's pouring. You know, the old man is snoring and all that. But
Got it.
so we hear this
want
knock on the
to go
door,
to
and we're like,
anyway.
"Who's out there? It's freaking raining," and it's like flooding the backyard. And we walk outside, and in the backyard we hear this loud noise like, "Wah, wah, wah," and it's like this. And then we open the door, and there my dad's son's friend,
Ow.
my dad's friend's son is standing out there with this massive like 5 foot, like, or like not 5 foot, but like 2 foot toad in his hands,
Oh god.
and the toad's just going, "Wah," and it's so loud. And then he takes he like squeezes the toad, and it pees on his feet. It just
What the
peed all
heck?
over the place.
Why would he squeeze the toad? You don't squeeze a toad.
No.
Why aren't these fish cooking?
Alright, okay, let's get back to my story.
Yeah, back to
about
your
the
story.
frog.
My
Okay,
fish
so-
aren't cooking. Oh,
So we got home, and just recently, when I was little and I had the frog, like the day before, my grandpa, because I live with my grandpa, and my mom, and my grandma. So he cleaned out his office and made me a room there. What happened to the?
I wasn't cooking, so.
Okay, so I just got a new fish tank, but I didn't have any fish. So we put all the fish in there. It was cool, and I'm like, oh yeah, I have the frog in there. So I see the frog, and it's like struggling to get to the top. And when I'm little, I'm just like, why is he doing that? But now I'm thinking about it, it's like, it probably
Silly frog.
couldn't breathe. It probably couldn't breathe water. It probably drowned, cause like a minute later, I was like, "Well, these fish are cool. I'm gonna go back to playing my Nintendo 64." And I'm like, and I look back and I just see the frog on the floor, and I'm just like, that's
So
weird.
it jumped out of the
No,
tank.
on the floor of the tank.
Oh,
Was it an aquatic Marcus frog, or was it just like?
yeah.
I think it
Was it just a regular frog, or did it aquatic
Probably.
market?
Speaking of,
Oh,
Where's
where's
Donnie?
Danya?
I was-
over here.
yeah. I don't know.
I'm
I
at
was-
the cafe. I don't know where to go, so I just came back
oh,
here.
you're at the cafe.
We're literally right next to you.
I mean, I guess we can just like chill in the
Donnie.
cafe for a little bit.
Donnie.
Yeah, that works.
I don't know
I
what
also
I
have
did.
parkour set up.
What did you
I
do?
don't know. I don't know what I did.
All right. Well, anyways,
Okay. Well, what do you guys want?
Donnie, you've been kind of
got-
silent, man. We need more stories from you, dude. Like, I know
We
you
got
guys.
water.
You gotta have some.
Get out of here. Mine.
Wait, my food cooking right there. Hold up. Let me
Oh,
get
your
my food.
food. Oh, see, now it works. Okay.
How the
Well,
heck do I get
I
my
guess
food?
it's kind of turned into like fishing, but also like
Just anything to do with fish.
anything to do with fish. So, you guys
Mm.
want to hear the story of how I blew up a fish stick?
Oh. Yes.
Yes.
All right. So, fish sticks are cool, right? I love fish sticks.
Yeah.
They're pretty good. All right,
Pretty
and you get some of that just sweet tartar sauce or mayo or something, ranch. I don't know, whatever you want. You just slap it on there and it's good, right? And
Yeah.
you just eat the ow.
Swifty, you're invisible.
Well, anyways, so I really like fish sticks, and fish sticks are good, but I put them on the tray, you know, for the oven, but I forgot to
can't
put
see
like
anyone.
oil on it or something. I don't know if this is related.
Oh, okay.
But-
If we're gonna do this, then I'm gonna go with mine next.
But I put the fish sticks, and then I put them in for like 3 hours in the oven,
Why? Wait, what? Why?
3 hours.
and I hear just this massive, just boom, like that,
Boom! Wake
and
up!
really,
Wait,
I
let's
guess
go
the
to the
fish
parkour.
sticks didn't explode really, but the pan
the
kind of
parkour.
did, and flat fish
Oh.
sticks got everywhere.
Follow me.
But yeah, so I blew up some fish sticks.
That's fun. Oh,
Speaking
was
of
little-
fish, my food won't cook.
oh yeah, the fish don't cook for some reason. I've noticed. But speaking of like failing cooking attempts, I was little. I woke up early because it was like a Saturday or something, and I was just hecka hungry. And I walk into my mom's room, and she's just like, "Make yourself food." I'm like, "Okay, I'll try." I'm like, "I like oatmeal, so I'm gonna make oatmeal, like with the Quaker Oats stuff." And then when I'm trying to do that, I read the instructions. It doesn't say to put water in or anything, so I'm just like, okay, just pour it in and put it in the microwave. So I put it in the microwave for like 45 minutes, and it kind of started a fire.
Wait, what?
Well, okay, I guess what we could do is from now on, every podcast we can talk about, for half of it, we talk about one topic, and then we switch to a second one. So I guess our second one will be cooking. So our next topic's cooking.
Oh, I got a lot of stories for cooking. Woo-hoo.
So, let's see,
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna make this a little easier for you noobs, because
let me think.
you need the help.
Okay,
I
so
totally
this is the time I nearly burned my house down while cooking orange chicken.
before.
So I was making microwavable orange chicken, and on the box it said to microwave
Wait,
it
where do you buy this?
by what?
Yeah, actually, I want some of that
At the store.
Microwavable orange chicken.
At the
Why are
supermarket.
you guys
Like, just-
interrupting?
Just at your local supermarket. But anyways,
Okay.
so we're at the microwave. What? I was cooking it, right? And I put it in the microwave, and it says to put it in for 26 minutes. Okay, or no, 16 minutes. 16 minutes, right? It says 16 minutes on
Yeah.
the box. I swear that it says 16. I swear it says 16 minutes on the box. I put it in for 16 minutes. Oh. And I'm watching Mighty Med on the TV while it's cooking.
Oh yeah.
And all this smoke just starts coming upstairs. And then the smoke alarm goes off. And it was really loud, and my mom wakes up and she's like, "Ethan, what did you do?" And then like the microwave was going, and she opened the microwave and like all the smoke came out, and the chicken looked like little black poops, like pure black poops.
Ew.
And they were like stuck, and my
Ew.
mom like grabs it with no gloves or anything. She grabs it and burns her hand and drops it and shatters all over the floor. And there's just like little
The
burnt
chicken?
chicken nuggets everywhere. Yeah.
The
Hey,
chicken
no offense
shatters?
to your mom, but that was not very smart.
And we almost called the fire department, but luckily it was just smoke. And we were all fine, but I nearly burned our house down because I made orange chicken.
I have a burning
Been
the
there
house
before.
down story.
I have the feeling that
Burning down the
Donnie,
house.
Donnie,
Oh,
what's
frick.
uh
I'm gonna say, stuff I haven't been speaking from the last topic.
yeah.
I'll give one out. So, alright, we all know the heat of mac and cheese, right?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Alright, so I was like 4 or 5 or something. I was
Oh, no.
hungry one day. So I got the mac and cheese. I put it in the microwave. Forgot to put water in it.
Been there before.
I have a similar
With the
story.
packet.
but-
It's
Literally,
with the
literally, that's
packet.
like the same story.
I know, but with the packet in it. I put it
Oh.
in for 4 minutes for some
Oh.
reason.
Wait, you put the
Explode all-
packet like you didn't open the packet, you just threw it in
Yeah,
there?
and yeah. It's probably why my mom didn't trust me with anything.
So what happened?
By the way, if you guys finish
So
the
it just
parkour, you get an elytra.
exploded all in the microwave. It was all big brown. I was like disgusted. My dad walked in. He was like,
Ow.
he didn't even say anything. He was just like,
Ow.
okay. Only Siri.
Elytras are painful.
And that is my life.
Oh, I tried when I was little. We were out of milk, and I only know how to make cereal. and I put water in it once to try and eat it, and
Cereal?
I threw up. Yeah.
You put
And
what?
The water didn't.
disgusting.
So since the water didn't work well, I mean, like every 5-year-old's mind, you gotta try Capri Sun. You know, that didn't work well either, especially not with Captain Crunch. Oh frick.
Alright.
So moral of my story: don't eat cereal with water in it.
Oh. Okay.
Oh,
I have a
yeah.
Alright, so when I was little, at my dad's house, oh, I fell down a hole. Okay, so when I was
So when you're
at my
little.
dad's- Okay, so
I didn't know your name was
at my
Jack,
dad's
bro.
house, we lived next to this liquor store, and they always had
Liquor.
the Nesquik pink strawberry milk on sale. So my dad would buy a bunch of the sauce stuff to make it. And then one day I drank 2 of the entire boxes of milk. And I threw up all over the floor.
Oh
It was
gosh.
all pink. I didn't eat
Just
anything.
in powderized
haven't
form
ate-
too.
I haven't ate anything since like 3 days, because all I was eating was pink chocolate milk. So I threw up everywhere. It gets all over the carpet and everywhere. It's just disgusting.
Oh.
Don't drink chocolate milk.
Oh, okay,
I mean,
okay. This
sugar.
is kinda with cooking, but when I loved garlic bread. Like I still love garlic bread,
Puffer fish.
but I loved garlic bread
nice.
so much that like I ate it all the time. So it's at my grandparents' house, and they had this mini garlic bread, and they made like this whole basket of it, dude. There's like 64 garlic breads. I ate 12. And so I'm sitting in my aunt's bedroom for some reason. I can't remember why, but I was in there just chilling, you know, enjoying my garlic bread eaten. And then at like 12 o'clock at night, I threw up like all over her bed because I had so much garlic bread. I ate like the entire thing of garlic bread, and there's like 30 garlic breads. And it was nasty.
guys-
It was like
You guys want to do this
Brown.
on survival? Because
was
we can mine
brown.
and stuff. We could mine and build. It'd be a lot easier to talk when doing that.
But yeah. So that's the time that I threw up to say garlic bread. I feel Mac, you gotta no, you get the cereal with milk. We have time for about 1 or 2 more stories. Anyone got anything?
Alright. I got one. Alright, mine is basically the same thing as snipers, but slightly different. So I came back to
Me and
school
him are
with my
just the same
sister, right?
person.
We came back to school. We didn't have nothing to eat. We had like lunch meat, but no mayonnaise or mustard. So we were very hungry. So we grabbed some bread and we found some peanut butter. And we started putting them together. For some reason, I also looked in the fridge and I found barbecue sauce, honey barbecue.
Honey
And
barbecue.
we also got Ritz crackers. So I would spread the peanut butter on the Ritz crackers, and then put barbecue on top of the peanut butter, and then put the
Sorry to
ham on, and
interrupt.
then that's what we ate.
Sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt, but we have a minor problem.
Yes.
We have an infiltrator in our world.
Well,
Oh,
Don't
I guess
worry,
I'll
I can fix it.
I guess I'll
No,
wrap
wait,
it up.
Wait. They need to
Um,
see his punishment. They need to see his punishment.
So as the last story for today's podcast, I guess we'll go back to fishing, like a cooking/fishing story. So, this one doesn't have any jokes or anything to it. It's just my favorite time fishing ever. Is we wanted to fish with my great uncle, and we couldn't find anywhere really good, but there was this reservoir, or a salmon hatchery. I think it was salmon. No, it was
fish
a
hatchery.
what is
It was
wasn't
probably a salmon hatchery.
No, it was
It would be salmon if it was anything.
I think it was trout. It was a trout hatchery. And we caught like so many fish, and it was just so fun because they're all, you know, it's easy to catch fish when you're at one of those hatcheries. And we
Yeah.
just caught so many of them, And I remember coming back, and my great aunt made like the best fish thing. She wrapped the fish in bacon, and she put like lemon juice and all this good stuff in it, and wrapped it up in like foil and cooked it in the oven. It's just like the best thing I've ever had fish related. Well, I love sushi though. That's kind of different, but but with like freshwater fish and all that, that's probably like the best kind of thing I've ever had with that. So yeah, I'm gonna end the podcast here. Thank you for tuning in. Everyone that has been in the podcast, I'd recommend going and checking out the channels. Also, please subscribe, like. Also, check out my other videos, because I'm not just a podcast YouTuber. I'm also really dumb. And everyone's channels will be in the description. Check them out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. This has been Saturday with the Boys.